some people are just more fun to talk to than others, right?
Absolutely.
Right? I think you're pretty fun to talk to. I want to wring your neck sometimes. But
no doubt.
Yeah, you're pretty fun to talk to.
Well, I had a chance to talk to our next guest about 12 years ago when I was doing color commentary for the Stockton Ports, and he was the VIP guest, so Dallas and I go pretty far back, Mark.
Yep, and we were doing Quienes Mas Macho a minute ago. When it comes to your beard versus his,
not even close.
Yeah, Dallas is Mas Macho. Hey, Dallas, what are you doing, man?
Willard Dibs, how we doing, boys? I'm hanging in there, man. I'm hanging in there, not doing much. Strapping down right now, getting ready for an electric factory of a WBC finale.
Yeah, like this deal, man. I gotta say, it's kind of won me over when big time players started getting hurt. You know, it bums you out. I realized they could get hurt in spring training also. But what is it? Would you put into words why this particular year it feels like this just clicked energetically for a lot of people?
Well, I can do my damnedest. I think it starts with the buy-in that you're getting from the players, the buy-in that you're experiencing from the players makes it really, really easy for you to go, oh, okay, you know what? All right, I'll rally around. You know, I just tweeted out Mike Trout on set here with the guys before the game just confirmed, hey, I'm in. I already told them I'm in for 2026. You know, so you're getting that kind of energy from one of the foremost talents in the game, Mike Trout, arguably one of the faces of the game. And that's why it feels a little different, because the investment from all of the right places. And you're getting incredible baseball as well, and it's March. So when you have the national stage set and international competition, and I said this, casual soccer fans are littered all across this country. Every 4 years, people just like me show up at the bar with fans of the footy. Really, it's fans who are friends of fans of the footy, and I'm all in. But now it's our sport, right? Now it's baseball, and I can tell you the positions on the field. I can tell you who's who. I can talk a little bit about that. Soccer, not so much. Pass me the beer, teach me the cheer, and I'm rolling with you. But this is a completely different ball of wax, and you're getting it from all corners of the globe. It is an absolute dynamo of a display of baseball.
I've been somewhat of a skeptic of the event, Dallas, but what Mark said describes me to a T. Just watching the enthusiasm with which these guys are playing, Japan in the walk-off yesterday, the celebrations from all these countries when they get wins, and it all culminates tonight here in about 10 minutes. And do you think that this, particularly for the U.S. team, do you think that the enthusiasm that's being shown is going to bring out even more of the top guys in future iterations?
Well, I said this, and it's fun to be passionate and get excited about this, but let's not ever lose sight of the facts, because that's exactly what they are. They are the facts. And you heard Adam Wainwright say it. He talked about it. There's just certain things that are in place, whether it's insurance policies, health issues, and insurance policies, that will always be a hurdle between some of the game's greatest talents, just based on injury history and the investment from their organization into them as individuals and resources, frankly, commodities for their team. So why aren't you going to get a guy like Garrett Cole? Why aren't you going to get a guy like Jacob deGrom? Why isn't Justin Verlander on this roster? Why aren't any of the 20-plus Cy Young vote-getting pitchers on this roster? Why? Well, because if you look at the roster, there's a lot of guys who are older but have injury questions around them. And they've also been compensated heavily and don't want to have that just completely burn their woodpile. And on the flip side of that, you've got young guys who are right in the middle of prime earning years, and they would hate to see that derailed because of an injury a la Edwin Diaz, right? Thank goodness he got breaded up and got his money, because if not, well, who knows what kind of conversation we'd be having right now. But to that point, you mentioned it, guys get hurt on a baseball field, whether or not you think it's meaningful or meaningless. Eloy Jimenez, who was just strapping it on for his club, just went down with a barky hammy, and that happened in a spring training game, but not in a WBC game. So what are we doing? Are we banging the spring training games? I didn't think so.
Dallas Braden with us here on Willard and Dibs, 95.7 The Game. You know, the other question about all of this is sort of how to make this click here, and I don't even just mean the World Baseball Classic. I mean, when I watch this, or if I even watch regular season games in the Dominican or wherever, the energy around the whole thing is just different. And here, it's flip-flops, kick feet up, and it's kind of, like you hear people say baseball is boring. I don't subscribe to that, but Dallas, how do you get the energy from other countries in watching baseball to this country?
Well, I think you can honestly, you can think about some of the mediums, right? How is this game translated? And I don't mean literally language-wise, linguistically, but I mean when you're listening to the game, how is it conveyed to you? When you're watching the game, what's the energy like from the folks who are talking about the game that you're watching? Because if you listen to the Japan call, and if you do what I've been telling baseball fans ever since I was exposed to the home run derby in Spanish, I haven't watched a home run derby in English in 15 years. I refuse. The last time I watched a home run derby in English was the one that I got to call with Chris Berman. That was the last time, ever. Because of the excitement, the energy. It's just a completely different ball of wax. I played winter ball in Puerto Rico. You got cheerleaders on the dugout, drums blasting in the stands. It's an absolute it's a rock show. And it's because this is what these nations thrive on. This is their go-to, the number one, right? Puerto Rico, Japan, Venezuela. I mean, Mexico, sure, soccer's a big deal. Boxing's a big deal. Baseball is picking up steam. And every country, and I made sure to say this, hats off to those countries because their representation of the game, how they consume the game, and how they revel in it, that is what is catching on, and you don't even know it. That's what's rubbing off on you, and you don't even know it. And it's a beautiful thing. It's beautiful.
And are we starting to see that infiltrate the MLB product as well, Dallas, because of the Latin influence now in our game, and you're starting to see some of the old stodgy unwritten rules go by the wayside, and now with a pitch clock and a faster game, do you think that the next generation of baseball in Major League Baseball will be a little bit more reminiscent of what we're seeing here in the WBC?
Think about it this way. You've got a guy in Fernando Tatis Jr. who is Latin, right, Dominican, and he is doing a Euro step around third base, and Jazz Chisholm is doing a Euro step at home plate. That's an NBA move made popular by European basketball players that has made its way into Major League Baseball home run celebrations. So the answer is a resounding yes. The proof is in the pudding right there. We're celebrating successes from international stars playing completely different sports, and that's now a tagline in the game of baseball. So we're going to continue to see these young athletes enjoy themselves, and understanding that there is so much pressure that comes along with these games and with the responsibilities of being a professional athlete and in the game of baseball. You're signing up to fail, right? We know that. It's not about how often you fail. It's about whether or not you can handle the failure. And if you mentally can get to a place where your shoes are shiny, your hat's just slightly crooked, you got a bandana hanging out the back, and you got the Euro step on hit, then hey, more power to you. But you got to put the ball over the fence. You got to put the ball in the catcher's glove. You got to get outs. Otherwise, you go from being colorful to just a clown show. And I think that's where a lot of the old school fans go is, I want to see him prove it. I want to see. Why doesn't he act like he's been there? Because he hasn't been there. This game is really hard. He just hit a ball 470 feet off a dude throwing 99 miles an hour. Do you know how tough that is?
No, I don't.
Seriously.
Actually, I do not. Dallas Braden with us here. Hey, Dallas, before you run, how are you personally kind of dealing with all of this this relocation rumor stuff with the A's?
I'm so I don't want to say numb to it at this point. I understand the business aspect of this thing, and one of the things that I've said for multiple years now is we're as close to moving as we've ever been, and we're as close to having a new ballpark as we've ever been. And I think either way you look at that, at this point, is exciting. You're going to have to make peace with some things one way or the other. But I think just the notion of potential growth being closer maybe than farther away is something that you get excited about. But I'm nobody in the meetings that is hearing any of these decisions being made. I'm just along for the ride like a lot of these diehard baseball fans are. And I know how much they love their ball club. I know how much they love their community. And I know how strong the vision is to see the ballpark be an integral part of the uplifting of this community. And there's a lot of folks who believe that can be a very real thing, and you hope it is. But I know that the best decision is going to be made for the organization and for the community, and that's all you can hope for.
Dallas, man, good to hear your voice, buddy. USA Japan should be a whole lot of energy. Thanks for jumping in here and talking to us, buddy.
Hey, thanks for having me, boys. You guys take care. Keep killing it.
Thanks, Dallas.
There he goes, Dallas Braden with us right here on 95.7 The Game. And